Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Homage to the fully enlightened one, the worthy one. Dear friends in Dhamma, today I would like to discuss that everybody doesn't like to experience in their life. What is loneliness? How to handle loneliness? The people always looking to find some companion, some friends, some relatives, some co-workers, fellow beings, hanging with ourselves and staying with us together and sharing our happiness and sharing our monotony and sharing good and bad experiences. People, this is a very ingrained, universal human emotion. People are always looking forward and seeing forward to have some sort of companion. So when we are lonely, people are more upset, they are depressed or feeling very unhappy, to bear the loneliness, something which is very difficult to handle in day-to-day life. So there are many complex psychological consequences due to loneliness. So how can we overcome this kind of loneliness? Today now we are experiencing this corona COVID pandemic. This situation has caused, especially for children and young people who are going to school and they have a lot of companions. Now they are staying at home. Maybe there is one child in family. Those children feel very lonely. So they have some psychological effects due to this loneliness. However, if you look loneliness, you can see it in two different ways. No matter you are living in a group, living with family, living with office co-workers, still you feel lonely despite you are being among the crowd, among the people. Why is that? It doesn't matter whether you live with people or not live with people, it is a mental aspect. So it is a mental emotion. Therefore, how you are connected to the group or to the people or to the one who you are living with, if you are not connected, then you feel lonely. So, however, no matter how many people you are associate, still if you see this loneliness in a deep sense, if you go to our mind, in our mind space, we are always lonely. No matter how many people there are, it is in a deep sense, because nobody can come inside to our mind. Nobody can come to inside our mind, therefore cannot have because we are always lonely in that sense. But this craving for human contact and not getting human contact create frustration and disappointment. So the causes for loneliness can be caused due to many reasons, such as situational changes. For example, if a husband and wife living together, very cordial and very loving way, but if one of their partner has suddenly passed away and that can happen. And also maybe due to the work transfers or any other things in the life, the locational loneliness, because one of your partner, your friend has moved to another place, and divorce, death, breakup of relationships, and also quarrels. Sometimes when you are living a family life, sometimes you quarrel and get angry, and you cannot have a relationship or the contacts no more, and you are separated. So these kind of reason, as well as education. And for example, if you have to go to study to another country, and now of course people are more lonely. People, the devices we have in the society, there are mobiles, apps, and so many social media platforms. Despite that, people don't have very interesting and very meaningful person-to-person contact. So the people are like isolated in their own created virtual world. So this kind of creation is not good. So there are also psychological loneliness. This can cause psychological disorders such as depression, and some people feel worthless. They are not worthy to live and think they are not worthy of attention. So these are called chronic and very negative lonelinesses. So this can lead people to have alcoholism and drug use, because they think there's no one to take care of me, and therefore I will become a companion of the drugs or companion of the alcohol, and they destroy their life by addicting to such things. And when you feel lonely, the brain also change, because you are thinking about it all the time, and it can also increase diseases such as Alzheimer's, and also this can also lead to antisocial behavior, because when you are lonely and nobody is accepting you, valued you, and respecting you, and you began to get social attention by doing antisocial things, and then also this loneliness can cause cardiovascular diseases, strokes, and also that when you are very lonely, you might lose your memory power, learning power, and decrease the memory power. Not only that, and also this loneliness can go deeper than that and cause depression and suicidal thoughts. And also it can increase the stress level in the person, and when you are lonely, perhaps you might be very lazy. Not only that, you can become more poor in decision making, because you don't concern about your decision so much, just do whatever comes into your mind. And also when people are lonely, they can become more not active in their life. They become very less active, and in that way they become more and more unhealthy, because they don't have enough activities, and they might wake up in the morning, eat something, and sleep again and watch TV or whatever. Then they can lose their health as well. And also some people think about their loneliness too much, and they cannot go to sleep also. And another result of this loneliness is they can get old very quickly. So what are the remedies for such kind of to combat, to overcome loneliness? There are many things in Buddhist teachings. The quality of social interaction, how can we improve the quality of our social interaction? So Buddha said, to have good quality social relationships, we need to be very we need to practice many generous things, many qualities in our life. So it is not the quantity of the number of friends you have. Maybe you have Facebook and you may have 100 friends or 200 friends, but when it comes to a life real catastrophic situation, when life is giving a very hard time for you, there might not be very good friends to share, where you can incline to them, where you can depend on them and share your sufferings or whatever things in your mind. So it is the quality of the friendship, quality of the relationship is very important. So loneliness also can be contagious. In modern society, the people are more lonelier than ever before. So loneliness can be overcome. There must be a conscious effort from ourselves to overcome this loneliness. So loneliness can be overcome through conscious effort. On our part, how to make a change, how to make happy and healthy suggestions to make our loneliness, how to overcome this loneliness. Then there are two options to face this loneliness. For example, in our monks tradition and in the forest and yogic traditions, there are people who are living alone in the monasteries, in the meditation centers, in the forests. They are living alone. They are not worried about they are alone. So one way to face this loneliness is to acknowledge and accept that you are lonely, and it is okay to be lonely, and people can survive without many companions. People can survive oneself. So if you can accept this reality and you are not pondering and ruminating, thinking about this loneliness too much, that can lead to stress. So one way is to accept our loneliness and embrace it and face it. So this is one good positive way, because sometimes no matter how hard you are trying to get friends and people, it might be not easy to get friendship. The second way is consider the community and social service. You know, some people just very selfish and stay at home and complain, there is nobody for me, there is no one is coming to me, talk to me, there is no one sharing, no one to share my sadness or sorrow or suffering. So instead of worrying about, perhaps there are some parents, their children have gone abroad and they cannot come and live with the parents, so you are alone. So there's one possibility that if you know some art, crafts or any other skills, you can share it generously with the younger generation as a social service and give your help to your neighbor. Or this way you can make new friends. So then you can find some people who have similar interests. Then also we need to change our attitude. How we change our attitude? How to see that this is an opportunity for us to practice Dharma or practice good things, doing social service. So changing attitude can also help to overcome loneliness. Then we need to focus on developing quality of the relationship, such as we need to find people who have similar interests and similar values, similar attitudes, and also we need to recognize the loneliness, then need to change. Do not try to suppress the loneliness. By suppressing any emotion, for example, for this case, you cannot overcome by suppressing the emotion. More you suppress the emotion, those emotions will come back again and again, even more stronger version. They bring out more stronger version with more power, more energy. Therefore, we need to focus to understand the effects of the loneliness on your life and accept it, and from there onwards you need to change. So instead of worrying about loneliness, you can enjoy your time by doing useful activities. For example, you can start new activities such as gardening, or even if you don't have a space in your home, maybe you can create some flower pots in the balcony or the window or hang on the wall. So in that way you can create very interesting knitting or sewing or any other kind of games or many other activities you can do. That will help you to reduce your stress, that will help you to keep your mind occupied. The idle mind is called devil's workshop. So if your mind is idling and thinking and worrying and upsetting about these things, that will not help. So you can create some creative things in your life. And feeling lonely does not you are loser or weak. Some people think if you are feeling lonely, if you are feeling very alone, no one to take care of you, and that doesn't mean that you are a user. If you look at the world population, there are millions and millions of people living alone. They don't have friends, they don't. So that doesn't mean you are a weak person, that doesn't mean you are a loser. So you can work on that, take it as a challenge. And also in Buddhism there is a technique called labeling the thoughts. How you label the thoughts? Okay, I am feeling lonely, it is okay to feel lonely. So like that, this is called Chittanupassana. You accept your loneliness in your mental level. This helps to reduce and reach, and also you can call someone. Maybe you can find some old friends, or your school colleagues, or one people who met in your workplace. You didn't have any contact with them for a long time. Nowadays, of course, you can find your old friends through Facebooks and some other social media networks. So that way you can create new friendships through that. And also you can connect people from your past friends, such as relatives and your grandparents and whoever. So join to them. And also not only that, the religious part of the world. For example, in Japan and in Italy and in some other countries, all people have their own organizations. They get together, they work together, they do some social cleaning or do some social service and go to the beach or do some exercises together. So this way, if you can connect people from your past friends or society, you can join clubs, libraries, and also hiking groups, business groups, charity groups. So you can create you can be very creative and create some of these things and create a good positive rapport with the other people, so that you can overcome the loneliness. And also you can read books about the life and learn new language, and also you can find online forums and similar interests, and that way you can overcome this loneliness. From Buddhist perspective, we can learn the one way to attract, to overcome is to do metta meditation, because metta meditation is a really good meditation. When you practice it, you will get many people's attention, attraction, because there is a law of attraction in the world. When people practice metta meditation, people began to like those people, because the positive vibe created by this metta can attract the other people towards you. So therefore, friends, one way for us to develop loving kindness, through loving kindness we can attract more people to your friendship, so that if you can perform acts of kindness, doing something nice for other people, and can feel better, you can feel better and you feel more connected to the community, because that positive things you are doing comes from Then also you need to develop open-mindedness, because people now in the society, they have social prejudices because of the caste, because of the religion, because of their area they live. So there are so many prejudices in the world. Therefore, we decide, we think that these people are bad, these people are not good, these people are not nice. These things prevent us from understanding other people, making friends of us. We can make them our friends because we have these social prejudices, so we cannot make friends. So we become more lonely. So if you are open-minded and ready to welcome everyone, then of course you can make good friends. And also, if one walk along the Buddha's path, if you cannot find a good companion, it is better to or better person or equal person. It is good for us to live alone rather than living with the foolish people. Buddha always encourage to live with the wise, intelligent, and also virtuous. Not only wise, intelligent, virtuous people. If you are good character, if the person has a good character, then those persons are the persons we need to associate. So that's why Buddha said the Kalyana Mittata, the real meaning, good friends are very important aspect of life. They are the people who will show the path. They are the people who will bring us along the path. And also in a day-to-day life, you need to find a anchored place where you can create some positive positive side. You can overcome the loneliness. To overcome loneliness, the day-to-day thing you can do is continue the same thing and continue. The ancient time, we had a practice called, sit around the fire and tell the stories. So similarly, if we can find some people together and discuss certain things, or they come together, do certain activities, in that way people can develop a kind of social relationships. So if you develop that kind of social relationship, though you can continue your life without suffering. So Buddha said that loneliness is a part of our life. No, we cannot ignore, we cannot reject it. We need to accept it, and accept it and face it very wisely. Use our time very wisely. Enjoy this loneliness. If you think loneliness is something, a challenge or something sad, then you will be upset. Think as a porous monk. Think as a elephant who is living alone. In elephant herds, there are some elephants who are living alone. They don't go with the herds. They eat alone, go alone, do everything alone. Even in the rhinos, there are rhinos who live alone. So they don't move with the group. So similarly, whether you are alone, whether you are living with the people, it is the quality of your mind, it is very important. If you can keep your mind alert and pleasant and helpful, kind, it doesn't matter whether you are living alone or not. So therefore, friends, let's try to understand this natural human emotion, inevitable human emotion. In our lives, many people come into our lives, and also they, on the way we are passing through the time, we will meet them. Sometimes they go together to certain distance, and after that they will walk away to different directions. This is the nature of life. So everything in the world is momentary, come and go, don't stay forever. So therefore, let's accept the loneliness. If we can overcome the loneliness, let's overcome it. If we cannot overcome the loneliness, we will accept and live our life happily. The most important thing in our life is to be happy. So with that intention, may the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha guide you and protect you and bless you. May you not have any harm. May you be able to overcome any illnesses and sicknesses you are facing at the moment. So may the noble triple gem bless you.